Coming up on WMBF News at 6, it's an area that was underwater after Hurricane Florence. But right now, thousands of additional homes are planned for the Longs area. I spoke with an expert on the impacts development has on flooding.
Our top story tonight, thousands of homes are planned for an area that was underwater just 5 months ago. This is what the Highway 9 area of Longs looked like after Hurricane Florence dumped record amounts of rain on the Carolinas, causing rivers to rise as that water flowed downstream. And though that water is gone now, the fear of another devastating flood remains, along with concerns about development and growth in the area still recovering after Hurricane Florence. Erin Edwards joins us live near Highway 9 tonight after speaking with floodwater experts and neighbors. Erin, what did neighbors say about these new developments?
Meredith, residents I spoke to say they knew there were a lot of different developments coming up in the area, but they had no idea that the amount of units was 6,000. And those are all going up around here off of Highway 9 and 905. It wasn't long ago Highway 9 looked like a river. Now the water's gone and some residents are working to get back in their homes while new homes are about to be built.
And there's been talk for a while about them building more developments. I had no idea that many were in the works.
27 incomplete or undeveloped areas are working to become new communities, adding up to 7,000 units.
Now, this is not what I planned for when I moved here.
After 143 days without a home, Kieran Connolly is finally back in his Polo Farms house after flooding from Hurricane Florence.
We just got back in last Saturday.
He chose the Polo Farms area because he was told the woods behind him wouldn't be developed because they were wetlands.
The Army Corps of Engineers at one point stepped in for 6 months and stopped a proposed building, but then somehow, some way, suddenly they were building. And since that time, which was 2015 when they started, every year except 17, we've had water problems behind me.
Conley says the creek behind their home has nowhere to go when the Makama is at flood level.
Now, some of these new houses, obviously, you're not going to have that same situation. They're not going to be right on water. But all the hard pan, the driveways, the streets, all that kind of thing, is just going to make matters worse because there's no place for the water to go.
Let's look at the current flood map. Now, most of those new developments aren't directly in a flood zone, but they'll still have water that needs to go to the Wakama.
Certainly, how we modify and manipulate the system will affect our flooding.
Dr. Paul Gayas with Coastal Carolina University explains developments impact flooding in a few ways. It could compact the ground, and water from neighborhoods needs to have somewhere to go.
Basically, you have a rate issue. There's water coming into your neighborhood or the area, and it's how fast it can go out. And so the pathways at which it moves become very important. So if there's development or some other obstruction sometime, it changes that plumbing and that rate, and it moves around.
I asked Horry County Stormwater Manager Tom Garrigan if the amount of homes going in the area should concern residents. He sent me this statement reading in part, quote, "All these developments will be required to comply with our very strict stormwater ordinance and must perform a downstream analysis to guard against aggravating any localized flooding issues on adjacent or downstream properties."